Doing a dental residency is a very popular option for a lot of dental students right now. Stay tuned as we talk to a student who just got into a dental residency, and she's going to be a military dentist. Stay tuned. Hey, this is Dr. Darwin, a new dentist coach, and another episode of Ask Dr. Darwin on the New Dentist Podcast Show, where we talk about getting into dental school, surviving dental school, getting into residency, surviving residency, and then life as a new dentist. Guys, be sure that you hit the notifications down below and subscribe to the channel. You see it down there. Also, so you know when new videos are being released on a weekly basis. Also, this episode of Ask Dr. Darwin is being brought to you by Dr. Darwin On Demand. Dr. Darwin On Demand, the ultimate exclusive new dentist community. New dentists as in pre-dental students, current dental students, dental residents, new grads, 5 years or less, and then also international dentists that are looking to get a license in the U.S. Great camaraderie, big group of like-minded individuals sharing tips, strategies. We have a weekly Q&A and then also a monthly mastermind. So if you want some more details, go to the link down below, right down here. And it's the new dentist coach at, thenewdentistcoach.com/on demand. Again, thenewdentistcoach.com/on demand. And we'll see you in the network really, really soon. Okay, guys, today we're joined with a dental student, another dental student who's been successful in getting into a dental residency. And we all know dental residencies have been very popular recently for various reasons, but in this particular year, due to COVID and new dentists wanting to continue to get improve their competence and also their level of confidence and competency as well. So today we're joined with student Dr. Khalia Branch, and congratulations. How you doing?
I am doing well. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. So please introduce yourself for those that are meeting you for the first time.
Yeah, so hello everyone. My name is Khalia Branch. I am originally from Las Vegas, Nevada, born and raised. I attended Alabama State University where I received my bachelor's degree in biology. I then went on to commission and serve in the Air Force for 3.5 years. And now I'm currently a second lieutenant and a fourth-year dental student at Meharry. So thank you for having me, and I'm happy to be here.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for sharing your time. I know even though your countdown has started, 55 days, I think that was the number that we calculated, 55 days until you finish and you get your DDS from Meharry. So we're real happy about that and about you sharing sharing your time to tell us a little bit about your journey to
Yeah.
residency, right? Life after dental school. So
Mhm.
first question, let's start. Why dentistry? Why did you pick dentistry coming out of Alabama State?
I actually knew in high school that I wanted to be a dentist. I don't know when exactly I determined that, but I had braces for a while. I always enjoyed going to the dentist. And the high school I went to was like a medical magnet high school. So one of my classes senior year was to do an internship with a doctor of your choice. So I interned with a pediatric dentist. He was a Black doctor, name is Dr. Wilson, and he really, working with him, I just fell in love really with the profession. And I tried to be there as much as I could, skip school if I could. I hate to say that, but I just enjoyed being in the office and learning. So all through college, I just knew that that's what I wanted to do. And I found out about the military and the health profession scholarship and how that was an opportunity to go to dental school for free. So I took it and now I'm here. So
Absolutely, and I'm glad you reminded me because that also is a very hot topic now, right?
yeah,
How to go to dental school for
free.
free, $0. Talk a little bit about this health professional scholarship that you received, and share a little bit more about the about the program.
Yeah, so the Health Profession Scholarship Program, it's a 3 and 4 year scholarship program that's offered by pretty much all branches of the military, the Army, Air Force, and the Navy. So you can go be in the Health Professions program, but also be assigned to one of those branches. For me, I went from active duty to dental school, so my process was a little bit different than the traditional application, but essentially they're paying for all 4 years of my tuition and fees. I get a stipend to live every month, so I don't have to work, and um, and they reimburse you for books and everything you need. And a requirement on the scholarship is that you have to apply for an AGD, which is Advanced Education General Dentistry Residency. You can apply to civilian residencies if you like, but it is a requirement to apply for the Air Force AGD. Once you graduate, most students will have to do like a boot camp style training for a month. I did that in college, so I don't have to do that this year. So I get my summer off, which is exciting. But
Yep.
you do like a 28-day boot camp, so to speak, just to learn how to become a military professional and an officer. And then you have your initial commitment. I'll have to do about 5 years and 10 months. And then I have the option to get out of the military or not.
Now, does that 5 years include the year for your residency as well?
No, the residency year is like a neutral year. So it's just
Okay,
an educational year, but it doesn't go towards your payback commitment.
gotcha, gotcha.
Mhm.
And what would you estimate, or what is the estimate of the savings that you have achieved by going to Meharry but not having to pay because you're on the health profession scholarship?
I would say upwards of $350,000.
Wow, 350,000. You guys hear that? Health profession scholarship. That's the word of the day.
Yes.
Health profession scholarship. Start early. Look into it. There's a couple other videos that I have where we talk to some students, actually some Meharry, one or two Meharry students that have received it. But those of you that are listening and have been accepted into dental school, you need to look into that scholarship because you don't have to be at a particular school. You just have to
Yeah.
matriculate and get an acceptance at one of the dental schools as well. So,
Yeah.
and what's the stipend? You mentioned the stipend. What's the monthly stipend like?
It's about like $2,000 a month,
And that
$2,100 a
covers
month.
living expenses.
Yeah, it covers my rent, bills. I actually work on the side just because I want to. I bartend, but you don't have to work. A lot of students don't. Some of my classmates on the scholarship, they don't have to work. So it's just your choice, but it's nice to have. It's money that you don't have to worry about paying back. So
Right, right. Okay. And guys, check the link down below. I put a link there so that you guys can learn a little bit more about the health profession scholarships as well. All right, so let's talk about your next steps, which is a residency. Why did you decide to do a residency? I know it sounds like through the scholarship program that you're required to,
mhm.
but is there anything else that kind of pushed you to wanting to do a residency?
Yeah, I actually always wanted to do a residency, but because of COVID, I feel like we miss so much school and so much clinic time that I know there's stuff I still have to learn. And being in the environment of dental school, it's kind of like a safe environment where you can learn and try different procedures. And but even still in dental school, you don't learn everything that you're supposed to know or that you can know. So for me, I knew that I wanted more experience because we had missed so much time.
Gotcha, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about your application. It sounds like because of your health profession scholarship, you already knew that you were going to be a military dentist at least for a period of time based on the scholarship. But still, you have to go through an application process for the residency. So let's talk a little bit about that and how you prepared your application for that.
Yeah, so the application is totally separate from the traditional pass or match application. It's totally internal with the Air Force, and essentially you have to kind of create like a package that goes up to a board, and they review all the students' packages and kind of rank us and place us at residency locations. So the application consisted of like, it was very simple. Just fill out a packet of like personal information. There is like a contract that you have to sign, just saying, when I finish, I'll go on to residency. Just some other basically paperwork information, your board scores and your GPA and like letters of recommendation. There's no personal statement, so that's cool. You don't have to worry about doing that. Um, you have to interview with a program director at one of the residency locations. I think there's about like 10 across the country. Normally, you can interview with the closest residency location to your dental school. So here, the closest one is in Illinois, but they also give you an option to interview wherever you'd like. So prior to COVID, I was like, okay, I want to interview at the one in Vegas because that's where I'm from, and I can go home for a weekend. But COVID happened, so it ended up just being a Zoom interview. And the program director basically just asked me about my previous military experience, why dentistry, asked me about myself, a time that I failed at something, and how I recovered from that. A big part of being a military dentist is that you're an officer first. So they expect you to be a leader. It doesn't matter what your job is. Like when you go in there, you're an officer. So they expect you to carry yourself a certain way, know how to deal with things in a certain way. So they just want to see your personality and know that you are willing to be an officer as well as a dentist.
Yeah, full disclosure, I also was an Air Force officer dentist. I did put officer first because that's how that's their viewpoint.
Mhm.
And great experience, loved it. Um, yeah, it was. I think if I had stayed in, I would be probably a little bit over 20 years by now. So,
Okay.
um, definitely miss that camaraderie, getting a chance to travel. I
Mhm.
too was stationed at where you're going to be going at Nellis Air Force Base and back home in Las Vegas. That was my first duty station, and it was great. It was great. So, it was just amazing, good experience. So let's talk a little bit about this pathway because between the health profession scholarship, the opportunity to do a residency, and the opportunity to travel, and but also the opportunity particularly to enhance your training and
Mhm.
having specialty training opportunities is big for a lot of the branches of the military as a dentist. What type of advice would you have for applicants who are maybe on the fence or they're thinking maybe military as a career, or even those that have received this health profession scholarship like you have and are planning to go
Mhm.
into residency training? What tips and advice do you have? Could you share with them?
For those who are thinking about applying for the military scholarship and even wondering if they want to go into the military in general, I had no military background at all. I didn't know the difference between Army, Navy, anything. I knew nothing about the military, but I knew that I wanted to be a dentist. And I knew that financially, that is a huge commitment. So once I heard about the scholarship and realized that the payback is only 4 years at most, if you wanted 5 for me, because I have a previous job and commitment that I owe from that. But it's about 4 to 5 years of working in the military, and the benefits that you receive is really incredible. You get to travel, your healthcare is taken care of. You don't have to worry about that. You get top treatment, especially with the Air Force, wherever you want to go. But yeah, for me, it was a way to do something different, travel. I was young. Honestly, I was just like, okay, let's do it. I just kind of joined off a whim, but it ended up being one of the best choices that I've made. I've grown so much, learn so much. You learn from so many different leaders and just really remarkable people. So for me, I feel like it helped me grow as a person. So later on, once I transition out the military, that experience is going to, carry with me throughout my life. So I just think financially, if you're okay with, working in this environment for a short amount of time and saving yourself, 300 plus $1,000 worth of debt, that's going to take much longer than 4 years to pay back and 5 years to pay back. For me, I was like, I want to do it. So
Yeah, and it
um,
makes sense. It just makes sense.
yeah,
And I think the takeaway too is, you're exploring these different options related to scholarships. You got to explore them early,
yes,
decide early, and then apply early as
yes,
well. So very
definitely, yeah.
so very key. So very key. What share with us any projects besides graduation in 55 days?
Mhm.
What other projects or plans are you like things that you're thinking about or you're currently doing as you transition from school into the military? And what are you thinking about doing after your 5.5 years in the military?
Well, right now, just while I'm in school, I'm kind of just mentally preparing myself to be in residency and not lean as much on my professors as you normally do when you're in clinic. Like if something happens, you're like, oh, let me run and get my professor so they can save the day. So I'm trying to transition my thinking into, okay, when they come over here, they're going to take this instrument and do that. So just take this instrument and do that and just try to, work the procedures on my own and try to be more independent and really just learning as much as I can during this time. So really just kind of getting into the mindset of, okay, you're going to be a real dentist one day and it's time to, stand on your own 2 feet and learn what kind of provider I am and what kind of provider I want to be.
Right.
But after residency, um, I don't know where I'll be going. I'll do the ranking process over again and I'll be placed at a dental clinic. Honestly, I don't know where. I'll get to rank my choices, but I'm not sure if I want to make a career out of it or not. I'm definitely open to the possibility, as well as like the Air Force Reserves and looking at those different options. But I do want to own my own practice eventually. So I don't know how long I'll stay in the military, but owning my own practice and having a mobile dentistry unit is one of my long-term goals. So.
Gotcha. That's great. That's great. For people who may want to follow up or ask you some more questions, especially about the free getting into dental school for free and going for free, what's the best way for people to contact you?
You can contact me by email. It's Khalia, Khalia, N is in November, B is in Bravo at gmail.com. Or I'm on Instagram at Her Soul Shines and just DM me and whatever questions you have. And please don't be afraid to ask questions. That's the biggest advice I can give to people who are applying to dental school, the military, anything is a residency. Don't be afraid to go after what you want. A lot of students want to apply for the scholarship. It's very competitive, especially in the Air Force. So you have to be persistent. You have to be on top of your deadlines. Make phone calls as much as you want. I feel like when I was applying, the office knew me by first and last name. I was constantly calling saying, hey, I want to go to school, the scholarship. So just make sure you're persistent, and you just reach out and ask for help. And a lot of people will be willing to help you. So definitely reach out.
Yeah, you got to reach out, guys. Takeaway number 2, you got to reach out. The smartest student, smartest dentist, smartest individual in the room is the one that asks for help. So ask for help. And hopefully the help and the information that future Dr. Khalia just shared with you, will be helpful in your pathway and your journey. Guys, also check out these videos here. Hopefully these videos will help you as well. And that's our time. Love, peace, and smiles. See you on the next video.